Good evening. Welcome back to the man cave here. Um, Last weekend, my family was away, so I had the place all to myself and was living the bachelor life a little bit, and it made me start to think we're gonna do it. I thought we'd feature some stuff about games you can play by yourself. So off to my right here, I have an example of some of the games that we have that have single player modes, and then on my left here, which might get flipped on the video apparently. I have games that are made specifically for single player. And some of these we've done on the channel before, some of those we have not. But I thought, you know what? Let's pick one. So I thought we'd go over here and we'd grab one, and I kind of thought that we would do Unbroken. Now, Unbroken is a beautiful game. It's very well put together, and it's a lot of fun. And I know there was quite a bit of a controversy over the game. It wasn't the creator's fault. It was the publisher who had some problems. Apparently, people did not get their game when they were supposed to get their game. Some people never got their game. The Kickstarter turned out to be a bit of an epic fail. So I don't want to get involved in any of the politics. I don't want to tick anybody off, but that's the game that I want to look at just because it is so beautiful. And we are so far back now from the problems that I was hoping that it would be okay to just show. And I'm just going to do an unboxing here and talk a little bit about how much fun the game is. So this is our rule book. It was done by Ultima Games. The guy who created this, I forgot his name, but for a little while, he decided to, it was designed by Artem Safarov. And there was so much negative press surrounding what happened with the game that he disappeared for a while. I heard he's coming back not too long from now, and he's going to try to get back into some game things. And the game is on Kickstarter. It sounds kind of interesting, and it's not through Ultima Games, so it's not connected to this at all. But this game is fascinating. It's about, the story goes that you were part of an adventuring band that gets ambushed and trashed in a dungeon, in a sort of a dungeon cave type complex, and so you're left broken and bleeding. You wake up and you decide that you're going after the people that killed all your friends. So I was like, that sounds kind of cool. And like I said, when I found out about this game, I had no idea about the controversy. So I ordered it. I think we got it off Amazon. And I mean, the components are very nicely done. Here's some of the cards here. These are some of the encounter cards. I mean, look at they're like very silky cards. They're very thin. But see, look at the art on these. I'm not going to show you all of them, but just enough to get you enthused. There we go. So there's some of the encounters. Here's another deck of encounters right here. Then we have things like, oh, that's why. So there's the encounter deck, a condition deck, like there's amnesia, armored, let's grab another one here, paralyzed, afraid. So it tells you exactly what happens. There's skill cards, which is our last deck here. These skill cards help you to do things like there's a spike there, so it gives you combat actions that you can spend this to do this, or you can spend this to do this because of the skill. So, grim determination, cautious, inventive. See, it tells you there's a passive ability and there's a responsibility on this skill card. There's shadow, again, passive, response. So, I very much like the art. We have our characters right here. And each character is two-sided. So here we have like Meil, I believe is a rogue type. And then on this side we have another young lady. Here we have Cielahan, the brawler. Oh, it says what they are up here. What's that say?
A sneak.
A sneak. And then this one says...
A sneak.
A sneak, okay. So we've got the two sneaks. Here we have our brawler class. We have our boy brawler.
Callahan.
And our girl brawler.
And Neola.
Here we have our Sage. In
Tommy.
Yep, and then female form.
Helena.
And here we have our Hunter. In male form.
Huckdorf.
And female form. So I've played this game several times. And I've only managed to win it once. It's a very hard game. It's very punishing, but it's a lot of fun. So here we have some of the equipment cards. Like this would be your bare hands. So with bare hands, you can do those. Then you can add a knife that you have to build, a club, an axe, a maul, a spear, and a sword.
So you can go from the knife to the sword.
Yes.
Or the spear, and then the club can become the maul or the axe.
Yep. It comes with a score pad so you can keep track of what you're doing. Then we have a symbol guide and resource guide so that you know what all of the little symbols on the cards are for. And on the back of this is your action guide. We have a bag of tokens, a beautiful die. It's a specialty die. It tells you. See, it's got all the different scratches on it. I love this. I think it's beautiful. Again, very thematic game. We have our blue and red cubes and our little head here for keeping track of where we are in the game. So this is your time tracker here, because the game is timed. This is your resource tracker. And then, of course, it came with some blank cards that you can fill out the way you want to. Okay, so these are all blank cards that you can fill out later if you want to. We have our achievements card. So this is what our goal is, and this is two-sided, so there's quite a bit that you can do. There's a quick start reference for the travel phase in the game. And then that has another breakdown of the rules for a quick start guide. Here's the second page of that. And on the back of this one is your combat quick start. So and keep in mind this part right here where it says you are dead. You go there a lot. So then we have our monsters. And our monsters are done by level. We have level 1 monsters, level 2 monsters, level 3, and finally level 4. So I'm just going to show you, we'll just flip over the top one so you guys can see what they're like. Here we have a feral hyena. And like I said, we run into these things inside a cave. So in order to ambush it, you see there's the 4 hearts, and this is what it costs. That's what it does. And this is how it works, and then that's what you get at the bottom there. It's worth all of these things if you can put it together correctly. And then you spend these things, like if you spend the parts in order to make your weapons and to make sure that you are eating, because part of this game is you can starve. Oh, there's an abomination. That's kind of cool looking. Here are our level 3. We have a dark elf. And our final one over here, we have an ambush card, or we have the troll card. So in a nutshell, that's the basics of the game. And like I said, I enjoy this game when I'm by myself. I think it's a lot of fun. It does take up a bit of table space, but not too much. I mean, a basic card table should be enough if you can use the whole card table. And I think that if you can find it, I find this game very enjoyable. Like I said, I did not know that there was the controversy when I bought it. I'm glad that I didn't know, because that might have kept me from buying it, and that would have kept me from the hours of fun that I've had with this game. Like I said, I've played 5 or 6 times, and I've only won the 1 time. So it is not an easy game. I find it to be very worth it. It wasn't that expensive, and for the quality of the components, I think it was very much worth what I paid to get it. I'm very happy with this purchase, and I wanted to share that I think this is really cool, and I hope that you guys can all find it and start to play it. One of the things that I'd like for you guys to do, tell me in the comments, what are some of the favorite single player games you found? And do you prefer a game that has a single player mode, or do you prefer a game that is specifically for single players? I'm I'm a mixed mindset myself. I think most games should have a single player mode so that you can figure out how to play before you introduce it to people. But sometimes those feel tacked on. And this game for sure was made for a single player experience, and I think you can tell when you're playing it that nothing was tacked on. This is all, everything in here is very much thought through, and I appreciate that. So that's it. Like I said, this was inspired because I spent a week by myself. This week we're shorthanded as well. All the ladies are gone from the house, so maybe the boys and I'll do something special by the end of the week. All right. Until then, you guys have a good evening, and this is Men from the Cave saying have a good night.